So we've talked about environmental constraints. I'm just looking at a list over here. We talked about in applications, what we can control, what we can't control, which is also important. Environmental considerations. We've talked about the operator interfacing. Do how do we want them to be able to interface? We can support any of that. We can also lock it out. We talked about that we will design the panel for you. We just need to know what you want it to do. Um, is there anything else we want to add from an electrical or a safety standpoint? We put an emergency stop on pretty much any panel we sell, which I think is incredibly important. You know, when in doubt, hey, push the button. We want everyone to be safe. Is there anything else from a safety standpoint you guys like to mention?
Yeah, so a couple things actually. So as Sean talked about, we're design house here. We do the engineering. We are your engineering support for these control panels. And that's our biggest selling point with control panels is we design it so that you don't have to. It's not to say that you can't. Obviously, most people can design panels. They're not that complicated, but the big thing is it takes time and resources, and that's something that we're prepared to offer you, and that's probably the biggest service we provide with building control panels. But to further piggyback off of that, so in addition to designing the panel, we also offer PLC programming services. We program with HMIs, that's human machine interfaces, um, variable frequency drives. So we'll do programming for your application. We just require, that you provide us the application basically. You bring your problem to us and we solve it. So I think
Absolutely.
that's
We're happy
important
to
to
review
mention that.
an NDA also. So if they want us to sign a mutual NDA to understand more, we're more than happy to review that.
Want to
And
be your
and
solution provider.
correct.
We're doing it with heat. We can put the blower in the control panel for you if you want. We have a phenomenal blower partner that we work with on a regular basis to help integrate that. So it's one less thing that the customer has to do. So
And
from a
it's in blowers for sure. We also, I mean, we can get into, drives, just motors in general for other control, linear actuators. We mentioned some of those, and really, when it comes to automation, we really don't have a lot of limitations. The biggest limitation is just the customer and the application. Like I said, we design to the application, so that is our limiting factor. But to piggyback a little bit off of safety, as AJ said, we do provide emergency stops on pretty much all of our panels. Really, unless we're specifically requested not to, we pretty much opt on the side of caution to put emergency stops. But um, we have external disconnect handles on our panels to make it easy to turn them off in the case of emergency. We always have the appropriate circuit protection for the application installed in our panels. We also can get into things like intrinsically safe barriers and um, safety rated emergency components for PLCs and things like that. In addition to, I think I mentioned stack lights and alarms and sirens. We can really anything from a safety standpoint we can build as well. So.